Again, just knowledge, wisdom, understanding. King of Swords. So clear knowledge. Now, for those of you who may not be feeling or experiencing this, this could also be calling upon the expertise of someone else. So traditionally, King of Swords represents an air sign, and those are Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. So if for any reason you're not feeling like you're on the top of your game, or you're not thinking clearly, which is King of Swords energy is thinking clearly, it is having good judgment, it is being truthful and honest and in alignment with the truth. If you are not feeling any of those things, this may indicate that you need to call upon someone who is an expert, who is wise, who does have good judgment in the area that you're seeking counsel in. This is a great counselor. I mean, this could be a fantastic lawyer, someone who's knowledgeable and has expertise regarding the law. Or it could just be someone who is wise and makes good decisions. I often call this card the King Solomon card, because King Solomon was the one who took the sword and said, okay, here's two women who are claiming that this baby is each of theirs, but he said, okay, well, we'll just cut the baby in half and give you each half. And of course, the real mother dove forward and said, no, just give it to the other woman. I just want the kid to live. And so he used his wisdom and cleverness to identify the truth. So if you're not feeling that, call upon the wisdom and expertise of an expert in the field, someone who is wise and sage and makes good decisions. That's going to really help you, Capricorn, at the beginning of February. And it leads to success. It leads to recognition. It leads to, by leaning on either your own good thoughts and good judgment, or the judgment of someone who is a king in terms of ideas, thoughts, and wisdom. It leads to success. This is Six of Wands, which is victory. It's triumph, success, recognition. People seeing you as the one who is up on that white horse, and you see this victory laurel here. So this means recognition, status. I'm also seeing that you may be recognized as an expert. Those two go together very well too. So this is either you feeling on the top of your game and everybody else sees it too, or if you rely upon good, solid judgment, wisdom, and expertise from someone else, it leads you here, Capricorn. So good stuff. This can mean a lot to you too, because Capricorns, you climb those mountains, and for you, seeing the higher heights and having that acclaim and that status and that achievement, I'll say, is important to you. So this is a good time for achievement for you at the beginning of February. If you're not feeling it yourself, call upon what I'll call expert counsel, because that's going to lead you here, Cap. Then I also see emotionally you might be feeling a little withdrawn because of some heartache. And the reason I'm saying that is because this Four of Cups shows someone who's checking out because they're afraid that things are always going to be the same. In fact, with these two cards together, because there's some three energy in both of them, Three of Swords, and then there's the Three Cups here that are being focused on with this Four of Cups card, I kind of get the sense that there might be a breakup and you're afraid that no one else is going to come that was as good as them, or no one else is going to love you like they did, or there's something about emotionally feeling cut off, like nothing ever is going to be new again, is what I'm getting the sense of, because this is Four of Cups in reverse, and in the upright position, what it says is that when we focus on what is, what always has been, we kind of can start letting weeds grow around us and believing that, oh, this is routine, this is how it's always been, this is all it's ever going to be, and therefore I get bored and I just check out and I'm just letting weeds grow around me. I call this sometimes the Rip Van Winkle card. But what this card shows is that the divine is always trying to offer you more love, especially when this card shows up. it is that you have to look up and out of yourself to see the new cup. This is Ace of Cups, and this is like new love, new passion, new desire, new peace, new creativity. Aces are always new energy. So when there's a one cup coming, it's like, here's another cup. Here, let me fill your heart a little bit more. But you don't see it, Capricorn, unless you look up and out. Changing your environment, or changing your habits, changing your perspective, looking somewhere other than where you normally look. So if there has been heartbreak, I do show that something is heavy on your heart, Capricorn, at the beginning of February. I show that there's some disappointment or betrayal. Maybe you're killing it in your career or in terms of recognition. Maybe you just got a job promotion. Maybe you just graduated from a course, or there's some way in which on the outside you're showing up as strong and capable and, celebrated, but there is some sort of sadness that is surrounding the situation. This card is Three of Swords, which has to do with betrayal, disappointment, sadness, heartbreak. Something's on your mind and on your heart when this card shows up. And because this is 3 energy, and this is 3 energy, I'm almost getting that there could have been a third person involved. But there's new love available to you if you are willing to look away and up and out of the current situation. That's what this card's telling me for you right now. It's also in reverse. So there's another layer of, you might not be able to see that. It might be hazy, but try to tune into that. Look other places than where you have been looking, because that's where the new love is going to be. And try not to let this be the guiding soul force. This is emotional energy that's hurting, your heart hurting. And this 3 of Cups is emotional energy too, which is 3 energies. So don't let that be the only thing that preoccupies your mind and go into depression here. Look up and out, and there's new fresh energy there, Capricorn. So then towards the middle of the month, I show you brimming with confidence and feeling creative. That's what Knight of Wands is about, and 3 of Coins. These are cards of, feeling, I'll just say creative. One of the things that Knight of Wands is about is confidence, boldness, daring. He is the Knight of Fire, so he has courage, and he goes after things. He is in the Rider-Waite. He's on a horse that's up on 2 legs, so he's cocky, like all Jacks. Clever, playful, romantic, fun. Can be a little bit of a trickster on the low side, but he's confident and bold. So embrace that energy with Knight of Rods and 6 of Wands. I show you as being bold and confident here. And also this is 3 of Coins, which is creative energy. This is collaboration, group projects being favored. So if you're looking to get into a group project, or you're working on things with someone else, thinking about collaborating, there's money here, Capricorn. You can build something that eventually, these are coins. So it's creative energy that produces results of money. So I would suggest go forward with any inspiration or enthusiasm that you have, because it can produce money, especially if you collaborate with others. The one challenge that I will see in the middle of February for you, Capricorn, is a sense of hopelessness. Or cynicism. And the reason I'm saying that is that you have Fool and Star in reverse. Fool means feeling open, feeling like the world is just a grand adventure that you're ready to take on. It's a card about beginner's mind and having faith and having trust in the universe and being ready to be filled. It's 0. It's the first card of the whole deck. So it's the 0, the beginner, the potential energy. Nothing is formed yet. Everything is open. In the reverse position, it can mean feeling closed, feeling cynical, feeling pessimistic, feeling like, again, this echoing this card, 4 of Cups, is like, I know how everything is and it all sucks. That's the opposite of Fool energy. And Star is a card of great hope. This is a card of renewal. This is a card of connecting with your own inner value just as you are in nature, just as when you were born as a babe. That's why she's naked here, is that just as you are, with no external stuff, no recognition, no crowns, no status, no la la la, no titles, any of that. Star is worthy and valuable just as she is. She's just as valuable as the bird, as the tree, as the stars, as the flower, just as a natural being. She's radiant, and she knows this. And it generates a lot of hope, a lot of renewal, a lot of peace. So that's star in the upright position. But in the reverse position, it's saying you may have a lack of hope. There may be hopelessness. There may be like feeling drained, not feeling renewed. So with these two together in reverse in the center of the month, I'm saying be careful at the middle of the month, Capricorn, to not give in to cynicism, to hopelessness, to any of that where you're closing down, pessimism. That is the antithesis of what these two cards are. But when they're in reverse, you have the potential to slip into that. And that's not good for your creative energies, Capricorn. What I'll say is that when cards show up, those energies are always present and available to us. But in the reverse position, we may have a hard time accessing them. So you may want to meditate upon these cards in the upright position to bring more of that to you, which is optimism, which is openness, which is trust and faith. Faith, the only thing that's missing here is love. We've got faith, hope, and then love might be the third ingredient for, middle of February. But those are there for you. They're waiting. But it's almost as if they're standing behind a closed door, and you just need to open that door, and they're there for you. So be aware that in the middle of the month, hope, trust, openness, again, hope, renewal, recognizing your own value, being radiant by just who you are, self-acceptance, are there for you, but you have to consciously access them because they're going to be like hanging out around the edge of the circle. They're going to be like a little bit under the surface. You have to invite them in. That's what I'm getting for you, Capricorn. Then towards the end of the month, if you're looking to go somewhere, Capricorn, it could be a really good time to travel or go somewhere, achieve some sort of goal, because you have Chariot and Six of Swords coming up for you, both in the upright position. Six of Swords often means travel, literal travel, or going from a difficult place to a place of smoother horizons. That could be literal or metaphorical. This is also a card of healing and recovery. But I'm kind of reading it as travel here because Chariot has to do with travel too. If you think about both of these, if you look at the Chariot and the boat, they're both modes of going from one place to another. So I'm going to say it's good travel energy. If there's like a weekend towards the end of February that you can get out and about, or if there's a trip that you are wanting to take, that's a good time for it, potentially. Chariot also has to do with success and victory, just like Six of Wands here. But the focus in Chariot is not only victory, but it's crossing a finish line, achieving a goal. It's knowing how to navigate between left brain and right brain to achieve that goal. And this is also decision making. So one of the things that I'm getting when I'm seeing all three of these in line here for February is this guy makes good decisions. This guy trusts his intuition for making decisions. And then this guy has confidence and boldness. So I'm going to say, go forward, Chariot energy, with making decisions this month. And especially if you tap into your confidence and your boldness, your enthusiasm, your optimism, that's going to send you forward, Capricorn, and call upon an expert in the field if you need to. Good month for making decisions, Capricorn. And then also potentially, going somewhere with it, because both Chariot and Six of Swords say you get to go places. Now this is towards the end of the month. So that's where it's showing up for you. And it could just be figurative. It could be literal, where you literally go somewhere else. but it could be figuratively like you're going places now from these good decisions. Like now you're headed for smoother seas. Now you're, crossing that finish line, achieving those goals. So good stuff towards the end of Capricorn. I really like this for you because this is important stuff to you, Capricorn. And then towards the end of the month, we've got a face-off between Page of Swords and Knight of Rods. It's funny, I think this face-off came up for one other sign in this month, where this is the voice of experience, King of Rods, King of Fire. This is someone who is bold, eccentric, does things their own unique way. They are not run-of-the-mill. They are the more mature version of Knight of Wands, where this guy is daring and foolhardy. This guy knows the ropes. He knows what's going to work and what's not going to work. But he is daring and bold and like goes for things, but he knows he's got mastery over it. He knows all of the rules well enough to break them. He knows which ones to break and which ones he needs to like stay solid with. And he's facing off against a very young, dogmatic youth. So this is someone who has an idea about how things should go. This is, interestingly enough, the younger version of this guy. Much younger version. This is the Page. So this is like the youngest daughter or the youngest son. This is almost like childlike adolescent energy. And so this is someone saying, I want to do it this way. And they're going up against someone who has more experience. They're going up against someone who is creative and dynamic and knows how to negotiate things, knows how to achieve things. So that may show up in your environment, Capricorn. If you see this as, if you see yourself in one of these cards, be aware that the youth, the person who is less experienced, is going to eventually need to heed and give in to the person who is more experienced. In this particular case, even though the youth, the person with less experience, this could be at a job where someone's a veteran and someone's a newbie or a rookie. This guy actually does know more than this person does. So if you identify with either of these characters, there may be a face-off, but this king, because of his experience and his wisdom and his having been around the block a couple more times, he's going to win out over this guy. He actually has something to teach this guy. So are you going to be this person with the idea and it's like, no, we're doing it my way? Or are you going to be the person who's educating someone else? There's almost like a little bit of an ego battle going on here. The person with more experience wins out. So I'm just going to give you that. This may even just be something that you witness, Capricorn, because you're an earth sign, you're not an air sign or a fire sign, but there may be like father-son dynamics or father-daughter dynamics, or the person who has the authority and the control facing off against the person who thinks they know what's right, who's like, I'll call them the crusader as well. So just be aware of that and know that the person with experience wins out.